What are the challenges, say, that the Financial Monitoring Unit or the Federal Investigation Agency are facing as a result of these?
I think some of these challenges are quite common. Firstly, obviously, availability of trained staff is a challenge, and overall, even the staff that we have, which is pretty good, but they need to have a very almost constant capacity building initiative that has to be in place. So that's one challenge. However, I think in terms of new technologies, this is something which I also think it's a main issue that's going to come up in future also and currently as well. I just want to touch upon that we have come a long way from manual submission of STRs to a very, very customized IT solution where right from receiving STR to disseminating it to the law enforcement agency, and the analysis which we do is now totally online, and that has improved the speed and everything. However, as you know that this technology keeps improving and new threats arise, and I think the virtual currency space is something that is a struggle for all the law enforcement agencies as well as regulator, because they are by design, they are above the regulatory, plane. So that means everyone, including the central bank or any other law enforcement agency or regulators, have to struggle to that. And I think one of the key things that is in the pipeline, as mentioned, that you first have to have a legal framework to deal with this kind of a virtual currency issue. So that's in the place. And in the meantime, we are trying to sensitize ourselves. And I have sent a lot of my staff for trainings on dealing with virtual currencies, which are how other countries are doing. But yes, it's a challenge. I think this will become even more so going forward, and we are not prepared for it right now. We are working on it, but I think we have a long way to go. So I think virtual currency is something that will be a problematic area, and also overall the capacity building and training in that. Thank you very much.
Mr. Asif, if you would like to add something as well.
I think what I think is basically that technology on the whole, if you were to ask me, is an enabler of accountability rather than anonymity. The exception to this is crypto, because in crypto you can use certain layering techniques to stay anonymous. It's essentially blockchain technology, and very, very few people in Pakistan actually understand crypto. However, having said this, can it be avoided in the future? I don't know. I don't think so. Now, if it can't be avoided, then, for example, would we have crypto exchanges in Pakistan, and would the government be able to collect tax from crypto? Say these are future questions, like government takes tax from for example, the physical foreign exchange companies.
Of course, yeah.
Would they be able to take tax from crypto? Right now, as Madam Lubna has said, we do not have a law on crypto. So basically, I think if I'm not wrong, she may correct me, all we have is an advisory from State Bank saying that do not indulge in crypto because it can be used for terror financing and that there are dangers associated with this technology. So essentially, technology and digital banking, that's not really the problem in Pakistan. The problem is that the system in general accepts huge payments in cash. For example, if I were to give you, and many people know this in this room, that if you go to developed world and pull out a huge wad of dollars or pounds, immediately they get suspicious. Nobody is carrying around cash. It's all on card. If you have a credit card, it can be traced. The digital footprint can be traced. The only exception is virtual currency, in which you can remain anonymous. So these are the future, but however, saying that, digital because that enables a person to be traced. Of course, at the bank's end or at the wherever the person is banking, whether it's a digital paperless bank or the traditional banks, of course the source then has to be like the compliance people spoke before. The source has to be checked and double checked that it's a genuine source, so that when the investigator finally gets to that source, then it can, follow up. I mean, there have been many cases in this country of fake accounts, so on and so forth. But having said this, the vigilance regime in the private sector banks also is now so much better because of FATF and the pressure to get out of the grey list. So this is my take.
No, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, so we could not continue this discussion, which I think was very, very fascinating. Thank you so much for the panelists for sharing their views and informing us of the regulatory updates as well. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Take care.